Alright, I'm gonna try to run through the upgrades I've made. This is like I guess an updated realm tour. It's been about a month since I posted that first video. For the people that I work with that want to see this, I'm gonna show y'all what I have added. For the first, this right here is just a like fishing, boating dock, port, whatever you want to call it, shipping area. I'm gonna do a couple more things to it. There's gonna be a hoist, like a lifting device or a crane, that I'm gonna put right here on this spot, and it's gonna be like lifting up barrels or like a crate of boxes or something, like make it look kind of like it's functioning. And yeah, so I'm gonna put a. Eventually, there will be a pirate ship in this harbor. I would like to make like a Black Pearl thing, cause man, Pirates of the Caribbean, bro. Everybody know that. And then I got my. I wish this turned out as cool as I'd hoped it was gonna be, but this is my lighthouse. I don't think it's bad, but I had this obsession with crying obsidian, and I still think it's like the coolest looking block, but it just doesn't go anywhere. Like I tried to make it fit, and that's the best I could do. It looks better than it did originally. Originally, this thing was made out of crying obsidian, which is kind of loud. It's purple and black and shiny and stuff. And the obsidian that's on here now used to be magma blocks. And let me tell you, that looked like something straight out of the Nightmare Before Christmas. Like it was so loud. It was orange, red, purple, and black wrapped around like a freaking piece of candy corn or something. I don't. It was ridiculous, but I think it turned out all right. And the roof on this I built myself. It's to match, obviously, the style of builds I have over here. As you see, this is like all this black stone and nether brick. Like I like this base a lot. That's what I matched. Oh shit! I am out of rockets. Okay. Let me remedy that real quick. Eventually. Anyway. As I was saying, yeah, these rooftops I'm all trying to match up. Don't look at that dome over there. I'm talking about that here in a second. But so I took this roof design and made it fit my lighthouse because I want everything to kind of look like it belongs together. And then I put this crying obsidian that kind of doesn't go with anything, which is unfortunate because it is a pretty cool block. Now, aside from this, obviously you've already seen it, caught a glimpse. But this is my most current project. This is a work in progress still. I made this up from scratch. And I'm trying to kind of make it blend in with, the whole main house build over there. I think it's coming along pretty well. The whole plan is I might do a little more decorations. Like if you come back here, this wall's flat. So I'm obviously thinking about matching this on this side so it doesn't look like a flat wall. Like I've got other plans. I literally spent one day on this, and I got pretty far. So there's also, let me go to sleep. I need it to be daytime, make it a little easier to see things. Yeah, that's better. So I'm gonna put like bracing to make it look like this thing's actually supported by something besides just glass. So that's that. The top of it is also... What in the hell? Okay, we're gonna have to light this up, I guess. I swear. Okay. Witches can apparently spawn up here. That's nice. But yeah. So this is gonna match those. Kind of like the lighthouse matches those. It's a theme, But this is also gonna be a transitional theme. So the whole reason I'm building this is actually to cover up the top of my giant auto sorting system that's down below this. But good lord, how long is this poison gonna go for, man? This is obnoxious. Bruh. Dude, do freaking witches get a buff or something? Like, I don't remember it lasting that long. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, he's got my cousin. He built this. This is his jam. You guys actually, I like this. I think this is sweet. But this is a path. He built this whole path a while back, but he also built this thing right here. And this is a Torii gate, is what he calls it, which I don't. Some Japanese thing. I'm not 100% sure what the history on that is. But this looks pretty legit. I think it's pretty sweet. Got this bamboo forest mixed with some cherry blossoms, and then he's got some panda bears back here. And look at him just rolling around, being silly. So he's got this whole Japanese theme going. And you remember, if you saw my first realm tour, he had a gigantic parking garage of a build up here. And we have since, well, I say we, he decided he hated it and he wanted to build something new because he just built that to like store stuff. And there was still like 4 levels of that building that were completely empty. So he's like, all right, I'm going to build something different. This is what he's laying out now. It is going to be a big Japanese style temple with like the big curved roofs and all that cool stuff. The Asian styling. It looks sick. And this is all my cousin. That's his stuff. She's got a pretty cool little underground spot here. But beyond this, I'm trying to think of what else. I don't think there's much else new here that we've done. So I'll probably just take... Oh, I didn't show you in there. Never mind. So we got to go inside. I'll show you what this thing is built for. So this add-on I'm using is called the Essentials add-on. It adds this block right here, which is an elevator. It adds these things right here are templates. They're actually pretty cool. Watch this. So you stand on this level, look down, make a circle that's 11 by 11, submit. It lines out an 11 by 11 circle template. I use that to make this. That's pretty cool. And to get rid of it, you crouch, activate it, stand up, it's gone. Simple as that. Now this elevator, you stand on it and you jump. I don't have one above me to go up, and you crouch to go down. Cool, right? I like it. I think it's sweet. Love that. I like bubble elevators and all, but that's pretty cool. You can go through solid ground with that crap, so pretty sweet. Now this is my auto sorter. I'm going to try to go through this as quickly as I can because there is a lot to it, but this has been a process. This took like 6 videos of learning how to do certain redstone things. What the hell was that? Oh, I sound like there's bombs going off in here. Anyway, so basically, this redstone is what they call a overfill protected single item sorter. And what it does is you have this redstone torch in the line with this hopper. This hopper will lock this top chest, and this top hopper is your filter medium. So you put specifically diamonds in that filter with some blocks of dirt or whatever you want to use that has a name from an anvil. Like you put a whole stack of dirt on an anvil and call it, poop or something, whatever you want to call it. And you use 4 of those named blocks in the back 4 slots of the hopper, and you use a 41 of whatever item you want to be sorted, and it will only allow diamonds to come through that sorting system into this chest. Same with every one of these items. I did the same for all of this, so I had to get at least 41 of everything here, and 41 blocks of diamonds. Yes, I did that. Well, actually, my cousin did that one. I'm not gonna lie, he helped me out on that one. I was like, I'm not mining all that. But this thing right here is really cool. This is called a shulker box unloader. You literally throw full shulkers of items inside of here. They will come in, get spit out of this dispenser into this little room, and then all the items in the shulker box will get funneled out into this chest and funneled over to this. This is it's probably actually easier to see this from inside of there, so I'll just go in there and show you. It's pretty cool though. This is kind of what I've been getting into, is all this redstone stuff. I've known a lot of this, but this is actually a whole different design than I used to use for these. I've made several auto sorters, but not one like this. This is actually the least amount of space I've ever seen one of these take up And that's kind of why I wanted to build it, because I was like, damn, that's compact. That looks sick. So I did. But anyway, yeah, so this is the back of the shulker unloader. Items come out of that, out of the shulker into your chest that goes filtered over to here, and then they get put into this, or you can directly put items, loose items, into that chest, and it'll just immediately go into here. But this is a item dropper with a glass tube, so you make a solid glass foundation here, and those items, once they get pushed out of that dropper right there, they'll just flow up, and they will flow up to that water, and that water stream pushes it over into these hoppers, and then these hoppers are all connected to each other with this solid hopper line, and it goes all the way around and all the way around and comes back over here, which goes into a second dropper at the end of this line, and this dropper sends it all the way up to the second floor. To get to the second floor, we got a little elevator here. Alright, and this is the end of the line as well as the beginning of the line. So beginning, they come from the bottom all the way to the top, water flows, all the way around, all the way around. And then they get to this little guy, this copper golem, who will sort these 6 chests right here that have numerous odds and ends for everything that's not sorted through the main system. The main system is generally for like my bulk stuff, logs, planks, lots of diamonds, emeralds, quartz, ores, iron, gold, copper, whatever, all that kind of stuff that you get a lot of. That's what that's for. Dirt, stone, yeah, whatever. But all the random stuff that I didn't have a spot for, this little guy's going to sort through it. Flowers, saplings, different foods that I didn't pick out, light sources, like with the ability to, add to it later. Redstone stuff, yeah. And anything he doesn't find a home for, he'll throw in this chest, and that chest sends it to this dropper lift, which will funnel it over in here, and this is the overflow. So anything that's not filtered in the system, this is where it'll end up. As long as you don't let that get overflowed, it'll be pretty alright. But yeah, that's what I worked on here for the last month, pretty much. Was making all this work, and then trying to find a way to decorate it for, like, the top. So that big glass orb up there, I want to put a giant cherry wood tree in there. I think I already said that. Yeah, I think I'm repeating myself at this point. Wait, right here. There we go. It's kind of a maze to get out of here. But, yeah. Yeah, so that's that. And then the last thing I want to show y'all is my house, which I didn't do much. I didn't do hardly anything. But I did make a few changes. Because, like I said, I couldn't find any place for crying obsidian, so I just, yeah, I found a place for some crying obsidian. It does look kind of cool. You get them little particle effects of the purple stuff falling. This is basically just my potion making room, which I got some random. Oh wow, that's a expensive ass chest. That's my community. Like keep these in here so nobody takes the last one and uses it, because then you'll have to find more and you can't duplicate them. Wow, it's a lot of echo shards. That's actually impressive. We've been at it, man. We've been doing some stuff. But the only other thing I did really was I changed all these item frames for glow item frames, which is it ain't much. But yeah, that's my world right now. That's kind of the plans, and that is just where we stand.